Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pine Cove Farm here in Farming Simulator 19 with me, CWATTY. I have finished the 3 sowing contracts that I took in the last video on fields 3, 8 and 7. I did then notice as I collected me money that alongside the massive £74,000 contract for harvesting field 1, there is a massive £71,000 contract, or $71,000 contract, for planting potatoes on field 9, which is actually right here, next to the farm. Now, I did say in the last video I was going to fast forward ahead a bit, didn't I? But I'll tell you what, it's very tempting. If it wasn't for the fact that this tractor's nearly run out of petrol, or liquid dinosaur bones, or diesel, or whatever, and I had to go back to the farm anyway to fill it up, I might have been tempted just to have snuck in that little 70,000 field 9 potato planting contract. And had a go at it and let it done. That would have been quite nice. I would much sooner plant potatoes than harvest them. Planting potatoes is definitely a lot quicker than harvesting them, and if it pays that well, then why would I not be inclined to do so? But anyway, seeding is done. I'll bring the equipment back. I am going to go and sleep again, using that fantastic mod to get right into the next day of action here on the farm. Hopefully then my sorghum is ready for harvesting, and what I plan to do with the sorghum, I'm going to harvest it. Obviously the straw and stuff I'm probably going to bale actually, rather than loading wagon, just because I think baling is faster. Then it might be the quickest way of getting rid of all the straw after I've done the field, then making several roundabout trips with the loading wagon. So yeah, I am going to sleep until 7 AM. Oh no, I'm going to sleep to 8 AM. I'm going to let there get a little bit more daylight on the job today. Now, our sorghum should all be ready for harvesting. Map needs to probably update a bit. Quick run over there, shall we? All nicely red. Ready to harvest. There we are then. Perfect. That's what we're going to do. Let's go get our harvester. I love it. We're away, folks. We're off. We're off to do some sorghum. And like I say, this crop is all going to be for sale. I have no need for this crop, not using it anywhere, so this is one of those crops we get to sell, which means I actually get to make some money today for a change, which will be very nice, won't it? We must also be getting fairly close to the horses being ready for sale, or at least the first pen of horses being ready for sale. Let's move in all of that. one's moving that bit. So yeah, my controls have at least saved this time. My controls for moving me pipe and everything are working. I'll disable straw swath at the moment because obviously. Hang on a minute, what's going on there? Oh, harvest. Okay. Scrap that. That's the wrong header, apparently. I have to go grab my other header. That's something new then, because normally on other maps that I've played with the same crop, you've used the regular header. I didn't think I would have to go and grab the other one, but apparently I do. So yeah, that's a first. Might have to use this. Apart from our first ever harvest on the map, the very first day with the first field, I've not actually used this header, I don't think. Because I've not been planting corn and I've not planted any corn and sunflowers. So it's not something I particularly use. So let's see, let's get the sorghum done. Make some money today. Put us a little bit closer to getting field 3 purchased. I definitely think I've decided that field 3 is going to be the first field we branch into. And like I say, if I can get it whilst the same crop is on the field, then we can get a free sorghum harvest out of it. What my probably plan is, or what I'm thinking of doing, is once I've bought field 3, I might turn this field into an alfalfa field and use this field just for doing alfalfa on, because alfalfa seems to be worth quite a nice bit of cash. Plus we can also feed it to the horses and stuff. We can do alfalfa bales, and we can do that kind of thing. And then I'll use field 3, which is bigger than this field, for actually doing my crop harvesting, if you like. My wheats, my barleys, my oats, my soybeans, my canolas, all that sort of stuff will be done on field 3, which is much bigger, which will therefore give us bigger yields and allow us to make more money. First bit of harvesting done. First strip. So we'll do the rest of the headland. I don't know if this crop is actually going to do straw now, because normally crops that you harvest with this header don't traditionally drop straw. So it's going to be something for me to learn now. So sorghum is harvesting nicely. We're 50% full. Having done basically just the headlands at this moment in time. Bring the big truck down, I think, to empty into. Because we're going to be taking this off to sell once the contract is complete.
Dinner time, Rob.
Right on. Dinner time. Yeah, it's just gone 6 o'clock here in the evening. So that's normally when I have my dinner time in real life, which is normally why when I'm doing my live streams and stuff, I tend to be online before then and I finish, or my live streams start later than 6 p.m. That way then obviously I have my dinner and then I do my live streams. A couple of times I've been forced to have my dinner while streaming, but it's not something I particularly like doing. I find it a bit more awkward. I find it very difficult to play games and film my face at the same time, and also talk and entertain all the viewers. You know, it's perhaps way more multitasking than I'm capable of. Plus, also, I don't know about anybody else, but I find it a bit weird when watching YouTubers and streamers, if they're sat there scoffing their face. I just find watching people who are eating to be a bit weird. I'm like, really? Is that really entertainment? Okay, so we have got straw going down. Okay, what I'm going to do, go get the truck. Now there is a little roadway through here, which I remembered. Past the shed, you can turn and go down here. It's great. And then we can go empty the harvester. And then I can get the little tractor on the baler, and we can start doing some straw bales to get rid of all of those. To get rid of the straw, which we can take there we go, he's doing that. I might as well leave the worker hired to operate the combine for me. I'll accompany him all the way to the top of the field. Just hit 30,000 litres in the trailer, so he would have got full on this row. He wouldn't have been able to have done this row without me emptying. So he would have got full a few seconds ago and stopped. At least this way he's going to start the next row fully empty, and then I guess he does what, probably 4 rows. He'll probably harvest 4 rows before he starts complaining again that he needs emptying, which means hopefully by that point I've got quite a few little bales chucked out. So yeah, let's go get the little tractor. Grab the baler. So unfold baler. We have got some hay left in here, so we are going to get a hay bale out first, I think. Not to worry, I'll just sell it all at the same place, I think, anyway. So, for the benefit of those who need to know, straw today is what? Where's the best price for straw? The BGA. So that's where we're going. Quite by some margin as well, BGA. So, yeah. Definitely take this to the BGA. So what have I got? I've got cucumber and tuna fish sandwiches for me dinner tonight, because obviously it's really red hot still in the UK. We've had an absolute scorcher of a weekend and nobody wants to do any cooking. No one wants to stand in the kitchen cooking, because again, for people outside the UK, you know, like the Americans who watch these videos and stuff and view my channel, of which most of my YouTube viewership is located in America according to YouTube's analytics. Most of my viewers are American, and 94% of my viewers aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you're watching the video right now, just make sure you're subscribed. Just double check that you've clicked the button you've got your notification bell enabled and everything, because 94% is a high percentage of viewers who haven't subscribed, who haven't clicked the button. You know, it's a very quick thing, takes you only a couple of seconds to press the button, doesn't cost you anything, you know, it's free. And you know, who doesn't like 3 things? But yeah, here in the UK, we're not really designed and cut out for hot weather. You know, it may come as a surprise to the Americans out there, but we don't have like air conditioning built into our homes as standard. So when the weather is really hot, like it is today, it's like 32 degrees Celsius, which is how does that translate? That's about it's about 90 Fahrenheit, I think, somewhere up in that region of things. But yeah, when things are that hot here, we don't really have any way of cooling ourselves down. We don't have, like I say, aircon in our homes and stuff. I mean, not built in. We have to go and buy little portable plug-in jobbies, like, you know, these little like desk fans and things like that you see, which are absolutely rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. They just blow and move the air around, but they're not very efficient at actually cooling the air before they blow it and move it all around, which is the problem, because it's basically just moves the hot air. These devices just basically move the already existing hot air from one side of the room to the other and back again. So yeah, the air cons are a thing. I've got a portable air conditioning unit that actually does cool. It's a great big massive weight. It stands on the floor and comes about waist high. Comes up to about waist height. It has a hose, like a big 12-inch diameter plastic hose that has to be fed out of a window, obviously, so that the unit can vent all the hot air out of the window, that it then replaces with cold air, which it blows out into the room from the compressor, in much the same way that aircon works on your car, in your cars. It requires a lot of electric, a lot of, and it, you know, its cooling efficiency still isn't brilliant. You can get bigger models which have a higher cooling capacity, which helps if you've got a big room that you're trying to cool down. Or you're trying to overcome a room that generates a lot of heat. See, for me, my room is very small. I've got the smallest room in the entire house, in the entire home. This room is 6 foot wide by 10 foot long. It's why I jokingly refer to it as a cell. I call it a cell because, you know, even prisoners get bigger living quarters, living areas than me when they're in jail. Their prison cells are bigger than the room I'm sat in currently, which I spend probably 18 hours of the day in. So I'm locked in here longer than any prisoner spends in their prison cell, because obviously they get let out of their cells to go and have their lunches and meals, their exercise and all their recreational time and stuff like that. Prisoners spend very little time actually in their cells. So yeah, my human rights are massively being mistreated in this house, because I'm stuck in this tiny little office for so many hours being cooked. Because of course, all the PCs, the TV, all that sort of stuff, it all generates heat. So it heats up this little room very, very quickly. So my poor little aircon struggles to overcome that constant generation of heat by the devices. You know, for it to work effectively and actually do its job, I would need to have it running all the time. And these portable devices, they do come with a warning in the manual that says you should not run them for 24 hours or longer. You know, they're not designed to run continuously, because they do need to they need to cool down themselves at certain points, and things like the evaporator needs time to actually be able to, it needs to self-evaporate the moisture that it creates by condensing and compressing the you know, the air as part of the cooling process that the aircon does. So they're not designed to be run continuously, and obviously in most typical environments, what the aircon does is it blows out all the cool air. It has a thermostat. Once the room reaches the temperature, then it turns off, and it pretty much stays then at that temperature for quite a while, as long as you're not actually then generating heat and putting heat straight back into the area. It keeps the room pretty cool. Doesn't work for me, of course, because the minute the aircon stops, my PC, my TV, and all the other electrical devices in this room start giving off heat and start putting heat back into the room again. So it's a bit of a balancing act for me. What I try to do in between recording videos and obviously live streaming, I have the aircon running and I have it absolutely belting out at its highest rate, set to the lowest temperature it can lower down to. And then the minute I start to think about, okay, we need to go, I need to do my recordings, I switch it off and then just sit here and watch as the temperature climbs back up again. Sit here and watch that temperature needle rise. Watch the mercury rise, as they say. The mercury needle rise on the old thermometer. I mean, if I'm not recording, and I'm not live streaming, then pretty much I just leave it running while I'm playing. It means I have to turn my headphones up a little bit louder, my PC audio, so I can actually hear it over the sound of the aircon. And like if I'm playing games like last night, for example, after I'd done all my streaming and everything yesterday, I decided to play a bit of Fallout 4 yesterday evening, do a bit more playthrough of the Sim Settlements 2 mod that I'm currently playing around with in that game. But I had to turn the game volume up so high so I could actually hear the characters' dialogue, to hear what they were talking and conversating, because the aircon at its maximum, you know, level 3 output is very, very loud. It's incredibly loud. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to complain about the weather. I love the fact the sun is shining. I love the fact that it's warm. It's just a shame that in the UK, certainly here in England, the weather just operates in extremes. Because, you know, we'll have all this lovely, gorgeous, hot sunshine for several days, and then it will go to the absolute opposite spectrum. It will go really cold. We'll have incredible, like, rain and thunderstorms, and we'll get flooding and stuff happening because we'll get, you know, a year's worth of rainfall in an afternoon or something stupid like that. That's what tends to happen over here. We get, like, the absolute extremes of the weather system. It can't do things by halves. Or thirds, or quarters, or 7/60ths, you know, 7/16ths, or 25/230 seconds. You know, it's like absolute extreme one end of the scale, and then it goes to the absolute opposite end of the scale the other way. Yeah. It might snow next week. That's how ridiculous it can be. I think we could have snow in a couple of days. As I took into a tuna fish and cucumber sandwich. So yes, lots of bales. I'll fetch my bale truck in a minute and start loading some of these up. Take them to the BGA where we're going to be selling them. Like I say, that should, in theory, make us a lot more money as well. We're not only going to get paid for the crop that we're harvesting today, which is also hopefully going to be a good price, because sorghum is apparently good value. Yeah, it's over $1,000, so it's up there with the likes of canola and soybean, and it seems to yield a great amount. So not only is it a good price, but it actually yields a lot more than soybean and canola. So we're going to have a massive trailer load to go and get rid of. Well, I'm just going to stop him there. I'm going to go grab the truck. Now we can go, as I say, just down here through this little gap here. Again, I think was it 28 square bales this thing will hold. I'm going to sell it all at the BGA. I'm going to ignore that hay bale, actually, because I'm going to pick that up last on its own, because then I can feed that to the horses, can't I? I'm not going to waste it. Take it to the BGA. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So we've entered the harvester twice so far. So we've got over 60,000 litres currently off the field. He'll go back down the field. I'll then empty him again as he comes up. That will give us 90,000 litres. So yeah, we're in for a good payday today, I think. And there's 28 bales, so we're 100% full. And as I say, we get to go to the BGA, but the BGA is not easy to get into. There's only this one entrance. So I've got to come all the way down to Freedom Jeeves Mill and Freedom Storage to be able to access the BGA. And then I've got to line it up, obviously, on here. Actually, there is an entrance. You could come in. You could actually, technically, I didn't realise you could come in. You could access it from the dairy. That's a little bit. I'll probably use that entrance next time. But yeah, this is going very nicely today, I think. I didn't even look at the menu screen to see what the horses were like yet today either. We've come straight in and jumped on this. Just going to sit him down at the bottom of the field. I want my big truck. Because we're going to unload him as he comes up the field. But yeah, I guess we just quickly can have a look at the horse situation. Field 9 potato planting is still available. Harvesting field 1 is not, but potato planting is still an option if we want to do it. Horses are up to 63 grand. So they don't have too many more days to go before we... Oh, I've done crop destruction, look. What an idiot. Too busy looking at the menus, not paying attention to what I'm doing. I do wish the harvester would stop squirting out little drops of straw off the edge of my field. That's very unprofessional. So I guess you could say I've now done 2 harvests in a row where I've caused crop destruction on my field. Because I did crop destruction on the oats, as you remember. Yeah, we've reached nearly 90,000 litres. Well, I think by the time he hits the top of the field, he'll have passed 90,000 litres, I think. Because as I say, normally he would get, the harvester would if I didn't unload him, he would fill up about here. This is where he would reach his fill level. So he can do 2 3/4 rows, I would say, without me needing to unload him. So yeah, this crop is yielding very nicely. Very, very nicely, in fact. Loving it. Be nice if we could get a fairly full trailer by the end of the field. It would. Probably won't, because we're only 38% full in the trailer now. So we're only just over a third full of our capacity, and we're probably 2/3 of the field done at this point. So at best we'll probably be about 60%. Do some more bales. And then obviously I'll try and clean up where the harvester keeps making a mess. I don't know why he's making a mess, because I did, like I say, I have done headlands. So he should have dropped all his straw long before he ever goes off the field. Of course, we won't get paid for these until tomorrow. because the BGA doesn't pay out straight away. You have to wait a day to get your money from the biogas plant. But we will have the luxury of also having some digestate then, which we could use for fertilising down the road if we have a fertiliser, a slurry spreader. Or we see if we can sell the digestate somewhere on the map. There's usually somewhere that buys it, and then we just sell it all as a added bonus for us. See, he's reversing back anyway, so I don't really understand how he's dropping straw everywhere. Is a bit of a concern. Ding. I'll head back down the field, pick that row up, jump over into the bale truck again, pick up another load of bales, take them, sell them, get rid of them. So yeah, I'm pleased I invested in the baler for that baling contract the other day, because now we get to use it when we are harvesting as well. And like I say, I do think potentially getting rid of the straw is faster this way than by loading wagon. I mean, just do the maths. 28 times 4, and then add a couple of noughts on the end, and that tells you how many thousand litres of straw you're transporting on that bale trailer at a time, compared to the, 50,000 litres or whatever we get with the loading wagon. The bale trailer definitely transports double the straw capacity. In one easy motion. yeah, if I go in here, that's definitely the quicker road. That's all I'm taken care of. Also looks like there's a road out here. Which I could use as well. But don't even have to go to the main road, folks. If I didn't want to. Harvester's on his way down the field, so he's going to need me to unload him as he comes back up. Fine, I can do that. There's another couple more cheeky little bales preloaded. Yeah. We are ready for the unload. Video's at 47 minutes currently. That's a little bit long. I was hoping to have this harvest done by the end of the video, but I'm not going to be able to. So what I will do is, obviously we'll carry on, finish off. I'll carry and finish everything off camera. But the actual selling of the crop I will leave until I'm recording again for the next episode. And that way you can see how much money we get for selling all of this. Empty this guy. I mean, we're nearly half capacity. We're nearly at half capacity on the trailer, which is very nice. So yeah, we're definitely going to get paid quite nicely today without having to do those potato contracts. Right, I have got full in the first compartment, so we have filled up half of the trailer. And we're now filling up the back compartment. Yeah, we've got over 120,000 litres, so four empties so far. He might possibly be able to do the rest of the field without me needing to empty him. Might not. He's going to go down a row, he's going to come up a row, he's going to go down a row, he's going to come back up a row, and he's probably going to have a little bit left over, so he's going to have to go back down again after being emptied. So yeah, he's going to have a little strip to do of the field, I think. But yeah, we have reached the end of today's episode, folks. Hope you've enjoyed it. I will be back again very soon in the not too distant future with another episode from Pine Coves. Obviously, you're welcome to tune into the Twitch channel whenever I go live to catch me live streaming. If you need a fix before the next video comes out. But I will see you all very soon. From here on Pine Cove Farm, from me, CWATTY, it is goodbye. Cheerio, folks. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves.